Hello, my name is Dr. Anthony Basil, and I'm here to talk a little bit about a vision for this academic post and the challenges of working in the Dental Institute. So in this short presentation, we will explore what, how, and why I can add value to this post of the academic lead for Technology Enhanced Learning and Director of Blended and Distance Learning, and what challenges may be encountered along the way for this journey, and what steps can be taken to prevent these challenges. Well, let's start off with what. Currently, we have the situation where we can promote and support interdisciplinary work, evidence-based learning, and placement. But additionally, I believe we can provide new opportunities to nurture and grow an e-learning culture within the Dental Institute. Let's take a look at my doctorate in learning technology. There I explored some different elements of a virtual learning environment and identifying the appropriate tools in order to be able to get the most out of this environment. I developed an online toolkit to facilitate the dialogue between the stakeholders. This is something that we could use at the Institute. So what are the drivers to select which e-learning systems, which platforms for the Institute? Well, some of the questions we have to ask are, what are the needs of the stakeholders, and what are their ICT profiles? An example that I like is a case study that I did with British Petroleum, where they had a sales team which they introduced a web video conference system to. They spent thousands of pounds on the kit and the technology, and they were amazed when they found out that none of the salespeople were using any of the kit. They were hoping to save thousands of pounds on travel and expenses and time, but nobody used it. Then they found out that the salespeople couldn't deduct their taxes for using the system, and so they carried on driving and meeting the people in person. This is an important lesson for us to learn here. So how are we going to go about doing this? Well, I love Mary Thorpe's quote where she says, "Don't let the technology steer the e-learning design." So some possible areas that we can explore could be learner-generated content. One of my favorite videos on YouTube is the Dare to Share project by British Telecom. There you'll see that the stakeholders, the employees, and the learners actually make the e-learning content themselves, and then they become the promoters to get people to use it. Some other possibilities are with gamification and simulations. I've done a lot of work with action learning and using work-based learning projects as a way of applying the learning. Some other possibilities to explore could be using augmented reality, using our mobile devices to be able to learn on the go. But why is the next question? Well, we've got to have a change management strategy. People have got to be motivated to have ownership in this change. Part of this can be adopting a professional social network learning model. One example of this type of approach is where I've used monthly webinars, and I was a project manager and director for work students share their success stories and tips to success using the web video. And then we link that together with an end of the year showcase event. So what challenges can be encountered along the way of this journey? Well, there's two main ones that we'll finish off with. Technical systems. Technology is changing all the time, very rapidly. How are we going to deal with that? And then the human systems. Getting people on board to embrace this change. So, possible solutions to this. How can we make prevention a way of dealing with any obstacles or barriers that we have? One, for the technical side, doing this as a pilot study. Don't do something that's going to be across the entire institute. Do them in small experiments. Next, the human system, identifying who our learning champions will be and giving them the opportunity to get that recognition. And finally, to finish off with, part of my research was the PAP model, pre, at, and post. So in this case, with this discussion, I would have an activity, a taster beforehand online, and get more engagement, more discussion going for our blended learning of events. And then afterwards, being able to have, for example, people look at the video that they could see on my website as a follow-up. Well, thanks very much. I'm happy to take any questions now.